Oh gosh, you guys, I'm wrecked. I mean, I've been working in a hotel room with my son and he's doing school and I'm trying to work. And then I have to go back and forth between my house and the hotel to manage the water remediation. And they literally gutted my whole bathroom and there's noise. And my other rooms have been impacted because they've got humidifier tubes going into the showers and the sinks. And oh my gosh, I'm wrecked. And I've got no sleep because it's so uncomfortable. But I'm hanging in. I'm hanging in. I'm sharing this with you because for those of you who are feeling like their world is imploding, I'm here for you. Let's get through this together. All right, anyway. And then I had some drama with a wrong upload this morning, but it's because it's just utter chaos. You know, my computer is chaotic because I haven't had time to do my normal organization that I do. Oh, goodness. All right, so let me get into what this video is really about. I obviously dropped everything so I could quickly do it for you guys. Shannon Bedore went on Jeff Lewis yesterday, seemingly responding to my video. Who knows, maybe. About a lot of things not adding up in regards to Janssen saying that she owes him $75,000 for a facelift. And you can see that video in my video feed if you want to see all the things that don't add up about what he's saying. But now Shannon tries to answer it, so I thought it only fair to do a video about this today just to complete it full circle. I told you guys there were things that didn't add up. It wasn't exactly how John was putting it out there in the press. Okay, listen to this.
How does that work? Did you get a phone call from John?
Wasn't it when you were on the plane? When we were leaving St. Louis? Isn't that when this all happened?
That's Doug Boudin.
No, well, I mean, it was about a month
Lewis.
ago. I got a letter saying you need to come up with a payment plan to pay this money back. And so it culminated with me realizing that attorney's fees were going to surpass the amount of money he was seeking. And
regardless of whether you are innocent or guilty,
right.
Or yes, okay.
Because I've been down that road before. I lost a lot of money in legal fees. So I also know the mental anguish that goes along with a lawsuit. So
yes.
Even though it's not warranted, I offered to pay John the exact amount that he wanted. But
she
he
said this
turned
before.
the deal down because he didn't want to sign a mutual non-disparagement agreement. And that's standard in most settlements. And that's where you say you're not going to talk badly about someone. So
he wouldn't agree to that.
No.
But he's a private person.
I said this exact thing.
It's frustrating because now my hands are tied. And my hands are tied right now. What am I supposed to do? Say, here's all this money that you claim that I owe you.
Mm-hmm.
And go ahead, say whatever you want about me. Like, no, I can't. You can't. My attorney said I can't let you.
Right.
Do that. So I have to now go to trial. And, I
have thoughts on this.
That's a lot.
So let me back up here. So there's the alleged amount owed is about $75,000. Is that correct?
That's what he's saying.
What, I guess I'm trying to understand. Did you borrow money from him? Did he give you money?
There were 2 times where he gave me money.
Okay.
And there were many times where I paid for things or gave, which you would say equates to me giving him money. So, you want to go tit for tat. You want me to show the tens of thousands of dollars that I spent,
Yes.
That's kind of what I'm doing right now with my time. And it's not fun. It's not fun to go back and say, okay, well, look at all your bills and say, oh, well, what did I do here this day? You got to look at your photos. It's like, I don't want to go back. I want to move forward with my life. I don't want to think about John Janssen.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about him anymore. I am in a really good place mentally, and I want to keep going forward, not backward.
What kind of things did you pay
over
for?
4 years.
She sounds over him.
Tens of thousands of dollars.
Let me be clear.
Yes.
For the second half of our relationship, John paid for stuff.
Okay.
But at the beginning, I did. So when we traveled, the hotels, the airfare. I mean, I think John only bought me 1 airline ticket in our entire relationship.
Okay.
I always did. And so, I took him to New York 4 times in 4 months in our first 6 months of dating.
Did he ever say, I'll pay you back?
Like sometimes he'd say, oh, can your stylist pull some stuff for me and then I'll pay you back? And then,
Ew.
yeah, and then he wouldn't. So that was,
But you're in a relationship, so you're thinking, no big deal. It's my gift to you. We're
I thought-
together.
no,
No.
but what,
My
Don't
money's your
say
money.
that.
Is yours.
Jeff, right. Like,
Yep.
at the very beginning of the relationship, like he said, you're my future. You're my person. You're my future. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, I felt this comfort with him right away. And I thought we were going to be together forever.
So it seems like a running theme, right? Women thinking they're going to always be with John Janssen. And this is very unusual behavior for a guy who doesn't want to be on TV, requesting clothes to be pulled by a stylist and all of this and that. That's odd, right? And also a man feeling comfortable going on numerous trips with a woman paying for it is unusual for my age group. Not so much probably for the next few generations, but certainly my age group, that would be a red flag, which Shannon is in my age group. So I just want to point that out. Now, she's got to be really careful here. What's a gift? What's a loan? That is going to be really important in this particular case. Now, it is true that most attorneys, when a dispute erupts, will ask you to sign a non-disparagement agreement mutual. And it is usually a deal breaker for one of the parties if you won't do that. And it's usually when someone who's a public figure is involved that it's more important. But John Janssen, not just taking the money, is very strange to me. Like, I think what he's afraid of is that he'll receive the money and then she'll turn around 5 minutes later and say you breached the agreement because of something that Alexis does on the show or, whatever, something like that. Now, let me show you a quick receipt and then I'll continue the interview. I got sent this just to prove my earlier point. The Real Housewives of Orange County fans love posted this. Cutest couple in RHOC. It's true. John never smiled with Shannon. Sorry, y'all. Need to realize Shannon is the problem. And then Alexis Bellino says, wow, finally getting some love in this relationship. Thank you at the Real Housewives of OC. We are thankful for the support. To everyone else at John W. Janssen and I ain't parting ways ever. So jump on board or don't. We don't care. And then there's hearts and angels and power and all this emoji crap. And then it says, come along for the ride, but positive only. Jesus took the wheel. Happy Easter Sunday. Now, I know it was Easter, but maybe leave Jesus out of it.
No, people think that you had a $75,000 facelift because in the press it's saying that you
I know.
borrowed $75,000 to get a
No.
facelift. That's not what happened.
No.
So what did happen?
See, I told
Like
you it
for
didn't
that
add up.
But
first-
you do look good.
No, the
Thank
first
you.
the first
Face is snatched.
distribution. He gave you some money. Is that correct?
Uh-huh.
So was it unsolicited? He offered it to you.
No. I did need money at the time. So I did say.
Did you ask him for it?
He said, I wish you could get a low interest loan. I go, well, you have money. And then he goes, oh, yeah.
And then he sent the money, but there was
he wired
no.
it. Yeah, he wired it.
But there was no agreement. There was nothing in writing. There was no payment plan. There was no.
No.
And did he ever, after he gave you that money, did he ever call you and ask you for the
No.
money? Did he ever talk about a payment plan?
In the lawsuit, it says, in his complaint, it says that he asked me multiple times. He never asked me ever.
So you assumed it was a gift, considering the fact that you had paid for him all of those
Previous.
times. I see. And then the second time, that was
That's
that
a
money
stretch.
was used towards a facelift. Is that correct? But obviously it was
Towards.
more than $30,000.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then what about the second time?
Well, the second time I'll just be truthful because I
Good
just
to
do.
be
I tell the
truthful.
truth.
Not good to say that.
The show,
Haven't you been truthful?
we were on a different payment, or they stretched. We were like, we didn't air the show right away after we wrapped filming, so they stretched our pay out, and so I wasn't getting paid as often.
That's weird.
So I was getting the kids ready for school. I had paid for like the college counselors and stuff. So
Yeah.
it added up, and I was really stressed out. So, I remember I was crying on a walk, and he called me and said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Nothing." And then finally I said, "Okay, well, I'm just stressed out because I have these bills that I need to pay." And he said, "Let me give it to you." And I
Wow,
said, "Thank
that's
you."
nice.
And
She should
again,
pay
there
him
was
back.
never a call, question, email,
But don't you
anything.
think, I mean, don't you think that when he broke up with me in November of 2022 and then in September of 2023, wouldn't you say, "Oh, and by the way, you know that money? Yeah, you need to pay that."
Right, but he
Well,
didn't.
it's because
No,
Alexis
he
wants
didn't.
it paid back, not
So
John.
the money was brought up about a month ago. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think? Why do you think now, after a year, why do you think he's asking for the money now? Do you think he might need the money?
I don't know.
Or do you think
All right, I always tell my girlfriends this, like during divorce, separation, whatever. The guy will be good to you until he gets a new woman. Once he gets a new woman, the new woman gets in his ear and starts to tell him things like, "Why didn't you ever ask for that money? You're struggling and she's got 75,000 of your money. And why wouldn't you just ask for it? And here we are, we can't go do dates and this and that because you're having financial issues and she's got your money. Go get it, for crying out loud. And how dare her take it and then talk badly about you in the press? You should get that money back." And I could go on and on. And this is what happens. Like, let's say a boyfriend says, "Hey, you can use my car for a while." That is until a new girlfriend comes in. She's like, "I don't want her to have the car. I don't want you interacting with her. You better give me the car. I want to use the car." All right. So this is what's happened with Shannon, and this is why it's suddenly happening. Yeah. Alexis, I think, my opinion. But you tell me what you think in the comments.
Why do you think he's asking for the money now? Do you think he might need the money?
I don't know.
or do you think maybe he mentioned it aloud to Alexis?
Told ya.
And she doesn't like that. And she's like, you should get that money back. Maybe she's
I don't know. You have no.
I really don't know. I mean, yeah, is he spending a lot of money? I don't know what he does for work anymore. I don't know. I don't know anything, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
So he was in insurance at one point,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and he did well.
Oh,
you don't know.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, isn't he kind of semi-retired now?
I really don't know, Jeff.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
And it was
Just trying to figure out what
Yeah.
prompted a year later to ask for the money,
money.
and then file the lawsuit.
well, I've had 2 lawsuits. They both have Bellino around it.
Oh,
Interesting, isn't it?
Totally.
all right. So you think that she's
Litigious.
No, I don't know. I really
Okay,
don't.
all right.
No, I mean,
Okay, but
no,
you
but I'm
just
just
kind
saying.
of
No,
okay,
what,
fine,
no, I'm
okay.
just saying. But it is. I mean,
Common
very
sense.
Fishy. Just say it's
coincidental.
fishy.
I mean, no, but I don't know. I don't know if she had anything to do with it or not. I really don't know.
No one will ever know. No one will ever know. We'll have to speculate. I'd put my money on it. Well, what I was going to tell you guys is this. I do think that John Janssen probably has a pretty good case to get the money returned, that he understood that this was a loan. Shannon supposedly wrote emails to him confirming this, which is what he's relying on. And she's going to struggle, obviously, without some other counter correspondence to attack his claims. Will he get everything that he's requesting? It depends on the emails, really. And whether or not something that she has reneges that concept, or whether something she has mitigates that understanding. We'll have to see how it goes. But lawsuits are never fun. I don't know if this one will settle, but it probably should. I find this really odd. I don't know if this lawsuit will settle. It sounds like John and Shannon are set in their ways, but I do think Shannon will end up being forced to settle. What I would suggest they do is maybe come up with a a mutual non-disparagement agreement that's maybe a little lighter and takes in consideration that they're all sort of public figures to one degree or another and on a reality show called The Real Housewives of Orange County, a little bit here and there. So that might actually be a way to meet in the middle and still get John his money and put this behind Shannon Bedore before too many legal fees are accrued. But isn't it shocking that Bravo is making them wait till everything airs to get paid? They've already done the work. That's weird. That's a new clause. Ugh. I don't know. Ugh. If only there could be a union. All right, you guys, like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Big kiss.